guys, and it's pretty neck and neck if you look at it.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, you're exactly right about the offense. It just doesn't seem like there's really been any flow at all year long. And at some point, you think that that's going to change. And you may say, why would you think it would change against Alabama? Well, it's not really as much about who you're playing. It's about the chemistry with the offense and their confidence level. And, you can get it going against a team like Alabama, but you've got to just you've got to figure it out. You've got to play a clean game. You've got to run the football. I know I've said that. You've got to run the football against Alabama. If they know you're going to pass, if anybody knows you're just going to pass, it's tough to move the football. But you can't abandon the run game. You may have to just run. Even if you're not getting success right away, you may have to just do that until you break one. Because, I mean, we know Rocket is capable of breaking a big run. We've got some running backs with some great speed. You just got to find them a hole, and they've got to see the hole. They've got to hit it. And, you hope KJ comes to play today. His confidence is where it needs to be. You don't want him, sitting in the pocket worried about getting hit all game. You've got, you might have to move the pocket, do some creative things to get him, out in space a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tall task today. There's no doubt about it, but we've seen crazier things. This isn't the best Alabama team we've ever played. And
that's the good point, Christian. This isn't the best Alabama team you played in the last 16 tries against Nick Saban. Now, it's not the worst either. That worst would probably have to go to 2007 or 2014. 2 games you should have won. You just weren't able to close it down this stretch. But, I mean, defensively, this is a team capable of being in that category. They've got guys all over that field that will play on Sundays.
Oh, yeah,
at
they're
some
good.
point.
There's no doubt.
But on offense, this is the worst offensive unit they've had in 5 years relative to what they have been. There's no Tua. There's no Bryce Young. There's not a plethora of wide receivers like they usually have. Like, Burton is good. Bonner is good, but they have the tendency to drop passes like some Alabama receiver corps haven't necessarily done. So Arkansas is going to be tested in the secondary today because you think about the status of Jalen Braxton. You should get Dwight McLaughlin back. It's been nice to have Malik Chavis back. He made a big play in the Ole Miss game with that sack. But these guys are going to be tested. But it's, again, defensively, I think that's where you really have enjoyed your football team and what they've done to this point. And hopefully they just stand strong once again.
Yeah, and I think the tight end position is going to be really important today because, Ty Washington, for example, had a great game against Ole Miss. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to come out and light the world on fire against Alabama, but you'd like to try to get him the football. He's been one of the few bright spots on offense. I mean, you can. That's really what it comes down to, and you want to try to get him the ball. He seems to know how to get open, and he makes plays. So, obviously, Alabama knows that. They're going to key in on him if he does play. But you just like to see Arkansas kind of go with their bread and butter, whatever that is. You just want them to find some kind of success against Alabama and not get away from it, not overthink it, just stick with what works.
Yeah, Ty Washington came in last week as a starter in a situation where guys have, again, been chomping at the bit to try and make a play. And it didn't happen in the A&M game when Luke Has went out there. There were no tight ends to be found. But given a week of practice, given some reps, he really made the most of his opportunity last week. The thing about college football is it can't just be a one-week phenomenon. He's got to continuously do that, like you're saying. And Alabama's got some quality linebackers, so he's going to have to, again, get open. That's one of Arkansas's other issues. We can talk about the offensive line not blocking the false starts, which has also been a tight end issue as well. It hasn't just been the offensive line. Luke Has was jumping. Washington had a false start last week, so you've got to be able to do that. The issue also with Arkansas's offense is no one's getting separation for the most part.
Right.
Luke has got some in the LSU game, but if you look over the course of Arkansas season against quality opponents, I'm not talking about the first couple games, I'm talking about quality opponents, they have not been successful in giving KJ a window to throw the football. And you got a guy, again, and sometimes in shorter intermediate throws, it's not the most accurate. You have to help out your quarterback, and they haven't necessarily been the best in doing that.
And I don't know if it's an effort thing or what it is, but at this point in the season, you'd like to think they would have kind of smoothed that out, figured out how to get open. Obviously, quicker routes can help that, and it helps to KJ in the pocket with a quick throw, get his confidence up. But, yeah, I mean, if KJ's in the pocket, when he does have the little time he does, I mean, you'd like to see receivers be open, and that can lead to sacks as well. I mean, KJ, as great of an athlete as he is, it's hard to evade, that pass rush and get out of there every time. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how you fix it, but, yes, you have to get open. And it's not going to be easy against an Alabama defense, but you've got to find a way to get open or you're not going to win.
Ole Miss was getting pressure with 3 and 4 guys last week, which you cannot allow to do. If Alabama is able to do that same thing that we saw this past Saturday, start the bus. It's over because you allow them to put in if they drop 8 and rush 3, you allow them to get 8 guys and coverage or 7, depending on kind of what they're doing. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. That's 7 eyes a lot of times on KJ Jefferson. We've seen KJ at many points this season, not just this season, his career, hone in on a wide receiver. And the Ole Miss is one of the less accurate games that he's ever had throwing the football because he was under duress a lot of the night, but he also made some just really bad throws that you just were scratching your head over. He's still trying to get in sync with this offense. It is not getting any easier today. And, again, everything gets going at 11 o'clock right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitThatLine.com. Again, our McClarty Daniel hotline is 877-377-6963. It's Big C. Ty Richardson live from Brick and Spoon in Tuscaloosa. It's Arkansas Game Day presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and Casey Insurance Partners. When we return, we're going to hear from Coach Pitman. We got some sound bites from him earlier this week. His thoughts on a couple different things. Again, Klay Henry coming up in an hour, and your calls and texts. We're behind enemy lines, thanks to our friends at Ag-Up Equipment.
This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners. Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag-Up Equipment.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The only Razorback store that is owned and operated locally by a family of U of A alumni.
And the Stadium Shop on Razorback is the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
That's right. Hang on, what?
Yeah, I said it's the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
That's what I thought you said, Dad.
Matt, don't egg him on. He's the reigning champion of his own conference.
Cool. Do I get a plaque or a trophy?
Anyway, folks, we have the largest selection of all things Razorback.
We do have pretty much everything a Razorback fan could want, from bedroom, tailgating, living room, hats, you name it, we got it.
You can give us a call at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486. Or come by and see us at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum Walker Stadium. Hey, Matt, you want to tell them about the interweb, Instagram,
sure thing,
Facebook
Dad.
thing?
I think he means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. And it's Facebook, Instagram, and X.
What about Twitter?
You mean Twitter, not Tweeter.
And it's called X.
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
Yes, we know, dear.
Just remember, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and what better way to celebrate your pastor than to shop at the Solid Rock? During the month of October, the NIV Men's Devotional Bible is on sale for $39.97. And when you spend $50 or more, you will receive a $5 gift card for your next purchase. Solid Rock also offers custom laser engraving on select gifts and Bibles for a great personalized gift. The Solid Rock, located next to Sam's Club on South 74th and Fort Smith. The Solid Rock, serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
What's on your to-do list today? Does it include looking for a new piece of heavy equipment? If so, come by and see us at Sharp Equipment today and explore our latest offers and deals as a Wacker Newson dealer. Whatever your day brings, whatever job it is you need to complete, Wacker Newson Equipment is up to the task, and Sharp Equipment is here to help. Stop in Central Hydraulics and see us at Sharp Equipment, located at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-242-1406.
Here's to you and yours from your friends at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. Hey, warmer weather is with us, and that means fun in the outdoors. Whether you're in the boat, onshore enjoying a picnic, or attending a family celebration, In Good Spirits can provide you with the tastiest adult beverages in town. And don't forget to treat yourself as you listen to the game. In Good Spirits, Highway 71 South across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Boondocks is known for its great food and drinks, but did you know Boondocks is the happening place in Fort Smith? Monday night bingo, Tuesday night live trivia, Wednesday night kids eat free, Thursday, live music in the backyard Friday and Saturday nights, new game room with pool, Golden Tee golf, shuffleboard, and more, 35 TVs to watch your favorite sporting events, daily happy hour, weekday early bird food specials too. Our name may be Boondocks, but we're located nearby on Highway 71 South across from Riley Farms.
This moment of relief brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with all your auto insurance needs.
Call Heath Roberts at 479-452-4088 for a free quote today.
The Links at Chaffee Crossing takes great pride in providing award-winning barbecue. Whether the craving is for ribs, pork, brisket, or chicken, we can satisfy any appetite. Stop in and watch the game and enjoy everyday food and drink specials like $5 mixed drink specials or $2 domestic beer. Open Tuesday through Sunday, the Links at Chaffee Crossing is ready to serve you the best barbecue in the River Valley. The Links at Chaffee Crossing next to Deer Trails Golf Course. Come see us.
Fall has arrived. That means Razorback football, woo pigs, tailgate parties, apple festivals, and pumpkin spice and everything nice. Don't miss the fun because your car won't run. Drive into fall with automotive maintenance and repairs you can trust from W&W Automotive. This is Mark at W&W. We offer affordable repair solutions for all makes and models, foreign or domestic, including front-end work and alignments. Call me or Kelly at 242-1600 or come see us just off of Townsend on South O in Fort Smith. That's W&W Automotive, a bumper-to-bumper certified shop.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day.
Fake a pitch left, KJ into the end zone, touchdown Arkansas.
Presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners.
I kind of like the hogs there, Jack.
Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
Hey, back here on Arkansas Game Day, live from Brick and Spoon in Tuscaloosa. Appreciate them having us out here. Also appreciate the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew Mann, or Matt Mann, however he likes to be called. They have the largest inventory of merchandise. Listen, I have, I think, about 10 shirts from there, and that's probably an understatement. Their champion shirts are the softest shirts known to man. And it's not just the champion shirts. It's not just the polos. It's not just the Arkansas hats, and I'm sporting one this weekend, sported one last night. They have everything you're looking for. They have Tommy Bahama, the champion like I referenced, Vineyard Vines, everything Razorback, tailgating, game day, man cave decorations, dorm room stuff. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Here's the best part. I know we got a lot of people in Northwest Arkansas listening right now. They also have an online store. Shop online at shoponrazorback.com. Shoponrazorback.com. Also, our friends Kevin and Ricky Cowan at KC Insurance Partners. Local people helping local people. They can take care of all your health and life insurance needs. They make it simple. Go to kcinsurancepartners.com for more information. One more time, kcinsurancepartners.com for more information for all your health and life insurance needs. Again, we're going to hear from Coach Pitman coming up a little bit. He did have some fun this week. There was a young lady in the audience who was in high school that was debating whether or not to go to Arkansas, and I thought Coach had a pretty good response on this.
That's the best. I mean, you get a great education. You have a lot of fun. There's a lot to do. It's a safe community. They got really nice housing. Food's good, obviously. I mean, there's a whole bunch of good-looking young men on campus. If that's her fancy, if she wants to try to date some folks. whatever she wants to do, she can do it right here in Northwest Arkansas, and got the amp up the road if she likes music.
There you go. Chamber of Commerce guy right here.
Bunch of sororities. I mean, got dogs. Got hills, got water, got wild animals. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
All things to do in Arkansas. It is unique to go to these college towns, Christians, and find kind of what is unique to each specific place.
Yeah, that was a pretty good on-the-spot answer there by Pitman. I mean, there's a lot to do up there on the hill, and he named a lot of things off right there. He's well versed with the Northwest Arkansas life up there.
Yeah. And he is very much so. I know a lot of people listening, either whether you're listening from Northwest Arkansas or you've been to Northwest Arkansas. It amazes me how it continues to grow and grow and grow every time that I pop up there. I'm up there for business or up there for games or whatever the case may be. There's something else that's there that wasn't there years ago. I mean, there's a lot of you listening right now that are far beyond me in years, and I remember what Rogers was 20 years ago growing up as a little grandkid, and now what it is today. It's pretty cool to this point. And that expansion, right? You've seen expansion on Northwest Arkansas. You're hoping to see an expansion within the offense later on today. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but that is something that, again, they are hoping that they get going. One of the things you have to do on offense is not put yourself in a hole. Now, honestly, Arkansas on third down this season has had some success and found some success. But in order to avoid getting sacked or getting into third and long, you got to have success on first downs. And Coach also talked about that this week.
Right now, we're just saying, hey, we just want a positive play on first down. Now, a positive could be a touchdown. It could be a 2-3 yard run. It could. We just have to stay out. You know, the first drive against Ole Miss, we went right down the field and scored, but it was the ugliest score. Well, I'd like to have a whole bunch of them, but it was the ugliest score in the history of the game because we were 3rd and 12, 3rd and 14. But we kept converting. Ty was a big reason for that, and we kept converting, and we ended up scoring. But you just can't consistently do it that way, which we proved the night of the game. But we have to win first down. We have to stay in front of the chains, and we just haven't been able to do that consistently.
You heard it, Christian.
Yeah.
And they, again, at points they've been good on third down, but haven't necessarily had an explosion on first down.
Yeah, you've really got to focus on that first down play today. I mean, you've got to make sure that is, clean, crisp. You've got to get positive yards. You can't get lost yardage. Man, you just like to see maybe a little bit of a run game today. I mean, I that may be wishful thinking, but man, that is going to be a key in this game. You cannot pass every down. The defense is too good. Now, Rocket Sanders, we haven't seen that explosion yet. We haven't seen him really hit stride yet. Maybe this is one of those games where his confidence is high and he's playing up to the level of his competition, and he's played Alabama. He knows he knows what's coming at him. So hopefully his game elevates today.
He had a big touchdown catch 2 years ago in Tuscaloosa. He had over 100 yards last year, which is seldom seen against the Alabama Crimson Tide. So again, he hasn't played bad against these guys. Neither has KJ Jefferson. The offense was pretty boring last season in the first half, and they started rolling in the second half. Sam Pitman, I'll give him credit. When it comes to Alabama, he is going for the win. Mm-hmm. He is pulling out all stops. We saw it with the fake field goal 2 years ago. We saw it with the onside kick last year. And I would guess, I don't know what specifically, we're going to see a trick play today on special teams. I just think it's coming, Christian.
Yeah, I want to see Satania kind of do something, give us a spark on offense or return a kick or something like that. And when we get in the red zone today, we don't need to stall out. We've got to, draw up some plays that get us in the end zone. I mean, we know Cam Little can make it from just about anywhere, and that's a big weapon. I will say that. Cam Little, he made a 56-yarder against Ole Miss. I mean, the guy's a great field goal kicker. You've probably you're going to kick field goals today. There's no doubt about that. But you want to cash in when you get deep in the red zone. You don't want to kick 20-yard field goals. You got to get 7 today more often than not.
Yeah, Arkansas, if you look at their statistics, again, in the red zone, they have a quality when it comes to the overall percentage. The issue, like you're saying, is a lot of those percentage red zone attempts have resulted in field goals. You can't have that in this situation against the Alabama Crimson Tide. They don't have as potent offense as Ole Miss, but Milroe and these guys can score points. And, again, while we were talking last segment how this is not just an insane Alabama team, it is a team that, again, you've got to be able to convert against because they always seem to be a squad that takes advantage of your mistakes. It's been that way under Nick Saban since he got there, and it's going to continue until they ask. And they do convert in the red zone as well. Again, they have a 95 percentile. In fact, they're right below you at that point when you look at their scores, but only 14 touchdowns in 21 attempts. So they're only competing at a 66% clip. You, on the other hand, 11 touchdowns in 19, and you're at 14 of 21. So, kind of like Arkansas, they have struggled putting the ball in the end zone when they get in the red zone, when the field is condensed and it gets to that point. That's kind of the setup in that situation. Again, call or text us on the McLarty Daniel hotline if you want to jump in here, 877-377-6963. Jesse in Mountain Home texted in this morning there. He said he's listening because the puppies don't understand 4:30 is not okay on a Saturday, but he still feels good about the game today. Have you still had to let your little pup out early in the morning, Christian?
I don't do it early in the morning, but I let him out 3 or 4 times a day, and, sometimes they don't want to – they just want to play around and they get distracted, And,
how is little –
Oh, he's great. He's just full of energy, biting on my pants, biting me, but he'll break out of that.
Big C, okay, this is something that my parents have had to do with. So they got a little dog. Her name is Frances, and my stepmom has a lot of scratch marks on her hands and on her arms from Frances's claws. Big C comes in one morning, y'all, and he's got this, scar on his face next to his eye. I'm like, what happened? And he's like, oh, that was Asher. I was like, geez Louise.
That hurt, and blood was pouring out of my nose. It was not fun, but I love the guy. He's grown on me, so I got to keep him.
Listen, puppies are one of those things. They're kind of like babies at first. They drive you nuts, but there's a reason for the long run. And you've got a fiance, obviously, so you're preparing for the next step in life.
That's a great
by having
point.
a pup.
Great point.
All right, let's see another text in here on the McLarty Daniel hotline. Woo Pig Suey, fight like hogs and go beat those elements. This text comes out of the 501, and I was talking to several Alabama fans about this. They I don't know if they're just being sarcastic with me, but they said they don't feel great about this game because they feel like Arkansas always plays us tough. I'm like, you realize that Arkansas hasn't won here in 20 years, and they haven't beat you in 16 straight times, right?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see what they're saying as far as the Pitman tenure. I mean, they've somewhat been competitive. I think it was a touchdown score at Alabama one year, and then
it was 2 years
ago.
And
then we got it to 28-23. Was it last year?
Yep, you're right on that, Chris.
So I mean, Pitman, for whatever reason, I mean, this may not be his best roster that he's had, but for whatever reason, seems like everything that he does is dialed in for Alabama, and the players are dialed in. So, yeah, I mean, I don't expect just an absolute runaway game today. I wouldn't want to bet on this game. As far as the line goes, that's a tough game because I could see it going. I could see it staying under 19 or whatever the line was, or I can see it going over. I can see this game kind of like the Ole Miss game. I mean, I don't really see much of a difference. I know Alabama beat Ole Miss, but as far as maybe defensively, yeah, I'll give Alabama the edge on defense, but we could move the ball against Ole Miss. We just didn't do it early. We didn't find a rhythm. So, yeah, I mean, let's see what happens today. I can see Arkansas literally the way they've played. I can see them staying in the ball game with anybody and having a chance to win at the end, and that's really all you want.
You mentioned the roster. This is something we hit on yesterday during the morning rush. Arkansas's roster is arguably the best it's been under Sam Pittman with the exception of the offensive line. Let's just roll through it real quick, right? So KJ, while he hasn't looked better than he did 2 years ago or last season, I don't think he's regressed or gotten worse. He's just not in an offense that's equitable to him. So just balance that out. So your quarterback is either comparable or better than he's been in years past. Your running back room's better. Rocket never was better. I know that Rocket's been injured, but roster-wise, it's better. Your wide receivers, no one's going to compare to Burks. They're just not. And so wide receivers not as good. Offensive line we know is not as good. Tight end, I mean, you haven't necessarily had great tight ends since you've been in Arkansas under Sam Pitman, and Luke has, if you had him at this point, maybe you can say it's a wash. Let's go to defense. Best defensive line you've ever had. I probably said the linebackers 2 years ago with Bump, Hayden, and Grant are the top linebacker trio, and then secondary is the best you've ever had. So, I mean, I legitimately think this is the best roster that Sam Pitman has, but because your weak link, which your offensive line, all of that is being like tossed aside for nothing because of the fact that they are so far behind when it comes to what you have to do to compete in this league.
Yeah, and the defense, I don't think they forced a turnover against Ole Miss. You're going to have to do that today. You're going to have to get pressure on Milroe. I think you said on the Morning Rush that Alabama has given up the most sacks of anyone?
Of any SEC opponent, Christian. That includes Arkansas. They've given up 26 sacks this season. Wow. Some of those fall on Jalen Milroe.
Hey,
but,
we'll take it.
I mean, you could fall on whoever it wants as long as Arkansas is getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have their best O-line that they've had, and I know Milroe has to do a lot of stuff on the run. So, our pass rushers have got to be dialed in on him. You cannot let him escape the rush because we know what he can do with his legs, man. If he escapes that rush, he can take it to the house on you.
Yeah, and unfortunately we saw that firsthand this past season. Again, we're live at the Brick and Spoon in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Still an hour and a half of Arkansas game day before we hand the headsets over to Phil, Rick Schaefer, and Gino Bell. When we return, again, we're going to hear more from Sam Pitman. Klay Henry coming up in about 45 minutes in your calls and texts as well. We are behind enemy lines here in Tuscaloosa thanks to our friends at Ag Up Equipment. I was talking to Layden yesterday. I'm sporting the Ag Up shirt this morning that he sent me a few months ago. And Ag Up has 16 locations across Arkansas and Mississippi. They're the official John Deere dealer. John Deere is the number one in resale value. Ag Up is the number one in parts availability and in service. Visit us at agup.com. That's agup.com. And again, they are your official John Deere dealer at Ag Up Equipment. Still an hour and a half. Keep it going. Keep it right here on Arkansas Game Day, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners. Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey & Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey & Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey & Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Jason Hill in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Walk-Ons is always a win. Whether it's a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner, Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and coming soon to Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
When it comes to your vehicle dent repairs, you want a local professional that you can trust. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair is your place. Michael, his family, and team have been in the community for over 30 years and are the best in the business. When all the other pop-up hail damage places have packed up and left town, Littleton's is still here taking care of your vehicle every day. Stay local. Stay with the best. Stay with the name you know and trust. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair. Highway 112 off I-540 in Pensacola.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
We'll hire a housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood carpool.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. NickandEllie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
When a hailstorm comes to the River Valley, homeowners have doubts on what roofing company to deal with. That's why it's better to contact the experts that are local. That company is Construction Masters Roofing, a locally owned company that's ready to change the roof on your home. Construction Masters Roofing is insured and local, specializing in hail claims and replacing windows, siding, and gutters. Construction Masters Roofing, located at 225 North Greenwood Avenue in Fort Smith. Call for a free estimate, 479-648-8888 or 918-859-4724.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day.
Fake a pitch left, KJ into the end zone, touchdown Arkansas!
Presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners.
I kind of like the hogs there, Jack.
Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
All right, back here from Brick and Spoon live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Big C, Ty Richardson, next hour and a half here on Arkansas Game Day. Appreciate Alan and Alman, who's listening to us from the deer stand this morning. Alan, I know that modern gun season is fastly approaching. While I, as y'all know, I'm not an avid hunter or country boy, I've got plenty of friends that will be in the deer stand pretty quick. Christian, you're from Hamburg. You hunt at all? Is that something you do?
You know, I'm kind of a oddball. I mean, I did go hunting when I was younger, but it was never something that, like, every weekend I wanted to do or anything. I was more of a, I wanted to watch football. I wanted to watch basketball. I wanted to watch baseball. That was just kind of my personality. But, man, I had friends that hunted, and I actually enjoy hunting. I mean, I do when I'm out there. I like being out there. I like, just watching for deer and, the adrenaline rush when you are able to get a shot off on one. But, man, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not in my blood or anything, but, it's definitely a good way to spend your time. Go out in the morning, sit on the stand. There's nothing wrong with that. It's peaceful out there. And, yeah, I mean, my point is I'm not a big time hunter.
So my brother and uncle go all the time. For those that know where Hattieville, Arkansas is, just outside of Morrilton, we've got a good amount of land out there, and there's a bunch of tree stands. My uncle's done a fantastic job building up that farm, and it's a good spot. And they really enjoy it. I haven't been deer hunting in several years. Went duck hunting for the first time. I just sat with my friends while we were in Stuttgart for a little bit, not too far from your neck of the woods.
Yeah, Stuttgart, they've got some good spots there, obviously known for their duck hunting. But, yeah, they've got some great spots. Southeast Arkansas, some good spots there. Arkansas is a great place to hunt. I've killed maybe 2 or 3 deer and seen some big ones. It's fun, man. And have you ever? You said you've been. Have you got a shot off? Have you killed one?
So in deer hunting wise, I have not. My brother's killed several deer at this point. I need to get back into it. It's just hard with football season and everything else I've got going on at this point. But it is enjoyable. And I know that and you hear it every once in a while. Tommy and Chuck like to paint me as a country club pretty boy, Little Rock kid.
You're just busy, man.
Yeah, truth be told, my mom was born. She's a military brat, born and raised the majority of her life in St. Vincent, Arkansas. I went to Wonderview, so I've got a lot of small town Arkansas blood in me. It's just combined with my city father, as he was joked about. It was funny, Christian, back in the day. So when my dad was courting my mom, this was told to me that my grandmother, my mamaw, was not necessarily sold on my dad, and my great grandmother, who's even more country than she was, had to convince her that my dad was okay for my mom, even though he wasn't the country. And my mom got my dad to start fishing and four-wheeling and some of the other stuff. But it's funny, even though it was 20-some-odd years ago, it's funny how that relationship was. Unfortunately, she passed away back in the day. But that was I do remember those stories that were shared to me.
Whipped him into shape. Got him whipped into shape there.
That were quite in our country. Zach texted in on the McCarty Daniel hotline. He says, "You've been through small towns. You aren't small towns." Thank you, Zach. I don't legitimately. I mean, it is ingrained within my DNA the fact that my mom grew up in small town Arkansas, and I've got that in my blood. It's just it's not necessarily typecasted when Chuck and Tommy like to mess with me about anything whatsoever at this point. I'd just like to remind everyone the only member of a country club on the Morning Rush is not Ty Richardson, and it's not Chuck Barrett. You can make the deduction out of that at that point in time. So it's when Tommy makes that joke at some point next week or some point this month, I'm just gonna laugh and go along, yippee yippee. Well, hopefully we'll be laughing and having some fun, having some joy, and some high fives later on at this point today. We were talking about starting fast on first down. You've been able to score in this series, and I know that, again, offense is always going to be a talking point for this team. It's also defense. Now, it was Jalen Milroe's arm that was really the key that got Alabama the win in Aggieland last week. Here is Coach Pitman on what his unit has to do, which, again, a banged-up unit in the secondary. What do you guys have to do this week? Coach touched on it.
Yeah, big, especially because they run some tight bunch routes. That's three guys real tight together. They go here, across, out that way, all kinds of different mesh routes and things of that nature, things where they're trying to pick you. And that communication has to be huge to not cut somebody free. We've been working our tails off on it this week, so I think we'll do a nice job about it.
Again, he's talking about the communication aspect, Christian, and they've had really two strong back-to-back showings, and you're just hoping for a third one against an offense for Alabama that's, again, not as great as necessarily they've been the last 5 years, but still very capable of scoring at any given moment.
Yeah, they do have big playability. This offense does. Milroe does have a good arm. He can throw the deep ball. The thing is you don't want him to sit back there in the pocket and have time to do it, because we know it's Trey Burton, right? I think he's their
Jermaine Burton.
Jermaine Burton. He's their go-to guy, and he's got great speed. He's a big receiver. He can take the top off the defense if he needs to. But I think it's a guy that you can contain. You can limit him as much as possible, and you don't want Milroe, like I said, to do anything with his leg. You don't want him to do too much. Yes, he's gonna get yardage with his legs. I mean, he's just that great of an athlete. Even a great pass rush, he can escape it at times. But you do want to get to him. You've seen, if you've got pressure on him, he doesn't always escape. You just got to converge on him and make sure you take away his angles and he doesn't get around the corner, because I know I've said it before, but he really does have great speed, and it's like a receiver out there whenever he's got the football in open field.
Alabama has guys that, like you're saying, make plays, but they have had a lot of drops this year, and you just hope. You need some luck, right? You've had some luck. You've had some luck in this game. It just hasn't led you over the top. But you think about the last three of the last 4 losses. Luck has not been on your side in any given situation. You haven't had anything bounce your way. And we talked about this last season. At a certain point, you have to create your own luck. There's a lot of truth to that, but there's also a bit like something's just got to fall your way.
Yeah, and Alabama doesn't make a ton of mistakes on offense. They give up sacks from time to time. We know they're one of the worst at that. But, yeah, I mean, typically in this game, we're not getting pick sixes, fumbles, returns for touchdowns against Alabama. They just don't make that many mistakes. But they are not perfect. And, Milroe is capable of throwing interceptions. We saw it earlier in the year. He's cleaned that up a little bit. Offense seems to be kind of – getting going. So defensively, you've got to be spot on. You really do. I mean, you've just got to hope that you can get a couple turnovers. The defense has played well. I mean, they really have, and we really just need another effort like they've been giving this year. And the defense can do so much. They can get a pick six. They can get fumble recoveries, but at the end of the day, the offense is going to have to carry most of the load. You're not going to beat Alabama on just defense.
Help them out as best you can to this point. Again, it's Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners. We're behind enemy lines thanks to our friends at Ag Up Equipment here at Brick and Spoon in Tuscaloosa. Christian, yesterday I elected to get the Bama Chick, which was chicken, biscuits and gravy covered in hot sauce and spicy honey. This morning, I think I'm going to get the Cajun chicken pasta and really load up for a non-breakfast food at the crack of dawn this morning.
Man, I bet you've gotten so many requests to eat. That just shows you right there that there's so many great places to eat down there in Tuscaloosa. I mean, it may be the best place in the SEC when it comes to food. There
is a lot of great places within Southeastern Conference college towns and really Southern towns in general. So not that you go somewhere in the Northeast or you go somewhere out west and there aren't good food. SEC towns set apart, and I'm staying with a couple of guys that are about to be lawyers this weekend. I know they're excited to get out of law school and excited to start working in the real world per se, but they jokingly were like, yeah, your job's going to be a lot better than mine in terms of the fun aspect of it. And there's Christian, we're lucky to get what we do. We're lucky to work for a company like ESPN Arkansas, and hopefully don't have to change up our professions anytime soon, because we have it a lot easier than how a lot of people do, and we're blessed to be in this position, to be quite honest.
You're exactly right, man. As I settle into this position, I truly do see why I got into it. I mean, it's a great company and a great profession for sure.
Yep. All right, well, when we come back, we're going to get into our Southern Tire Mart SEC scoreboard update. Brad Vayville texted in about Deion Sanders. Colorado loses in 3 overtimes last night to when they walked into the stadium, a 1-win Stanford Cardinals squad. When we return, not only will we talk about the Colorado game, we'll talk about the SEC games on the slate as we continue here on Arkansas Game Day.
This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners. Behind enemy lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hello, this is Kevin Cowan at KC Insurance. I wanted to let you all know about the amazing Medicare options that's available to Arkansans. We have Medicare supplements that does come with a cost, but there's no out-of-network. And then we have Medicare Advantage plans that is at no cost, but there is a network. But Ricky Cowan specializes in making the Medicare maze easily understood. Give her a call at 870-416-5600. That's KC Insurance.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
What matters most to your family can now cost less when you choose comfortable, reliable, and efficient natural gas heating, water heating, cooking, and clothes drying for your home. You make the right choice in today's environment. High-efficiency natural gas appliances can reduce your monthly costs. And right now, you can save even more with heating and water heating rebates from AOG. Visit AOGC.com today and get more comfort for less cost.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Escape to the lake with G3 boats and Suncatcher pontoons. Huge model end year closeout sale going on now at Auto Finders and Adventure Oklahoma in Rowland. Save thousands on 2023 G3 models and Suncatcher pontoons with the largest rebates of the year now through September 30th. There's still time for some fun on the water with Auto Finders and Adventure Oklahoma. View their inventory online at autofindersok.com. Your search ends here. See dealer for rebate details.
This is Matt Blaylock for Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning and Plumbing Services. For 40 years, we've had the honor and privilege of serving the River Valley. Thank you to all the great customers, contractors, distributors, friends, and family that we've had the opportunity to build lasting relationships with over the past 4 decades. A lot has changed since 1983, but our commitment to providing the highest quality service, sales, and products has not. To get a red truck rolling your way, just give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Now is a great time to get a great deal on New Holland Boomer and Workmaster compact tractors. They may be smaller, but they are mighty. Both are stout machines that will get the work done. Right now, you can get a great deal too. 0% for 72 months or 0.99% for 84 months with approved credit through CNH Industrial Capital. See them now at Alma Tractor in Alma.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work, real work, working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration wants to put a new roof on your home for free. Go to hitthatline.com and enter the free roof sweepstakes. Have you had recent wind or storm damage? Has your insurance company denied your roofing claim? Enter to win a free roof valued at up to $15,000 from Brothers Roofing and Restoration. Go to hitthatline.com and click on free roof. Deadline to enter is November 10th. Get a free roof on your home from Brothers Roofing and Restoration.
What are you Jimmy staring at? Back to work. Oh, work.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Fake a pitch left. KJ into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners.
I kind of like the hogs there, Jack.
Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
All right, so while Colorado is not an SEC team, they are a team that a lot of people want to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into our SEC Southern Tire Mart scoreboard update.
This is your SEC scoreboard update brought to you by Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart, off exit 14, Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Expert maintenance, reliable auto repairs, high-quality tires, and friendly service. Looking out for you and your vehicle. Southern Tire Mart, stmtires.com.
Christian, I went to bed before this game concluded, but the Colorado Buffaloes go down last night. They didn't lose to, again, like a ranked team. They lost to Stanford at home in triple overtime. Deion Sanders not happy after the game, and for good reason. That was an odd one last night, wasn't it, buddy?
That is. I didn't watch it. I think when I looked at the score, it was like 14-0, and I was like, okay, Colorado's probably going to cruise, and it looked like they were. And to blow a near 30-point lead, that's hard to stomach right there.
Hard to swallow again. And two, I made a mistake, not triple overtime, but in double-digit overtime. The Stanford Cardinal beat them.
And it's not like the Stanford has this great offense. I mean, I just don't think Colorado's defense is very good.
No, they're horrible. They were 13.5-point underdogs heading into last night's game, and it did not matter to them at that point because they were able to get it done. So that was the big game last night. In terms of the SEC today, no ranked SEC matchups. We do have some good ones, including Texas A&M at Knoxville against Tennessee, two teams that are still in their minds competitors for their respective divisions. The Vols are 3-point favorites in this one. I like Tennessee, but it is going to be a battle today in Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not sure what Tennessee team we're going to see today. I mean, I know with A&M you're going to have a good defensive performance. Tennessee's, their offense isn't just, unstoppable. They do have a pretty good offense. That Florida game creeps in my mind a little bit as far as how they were held down like that. And that 3-point spread's a little tricky, but I know A&M's offense isn't elite or anything, but I think they're going to be able to hold Tennessee down, and I think they're going to – it's not going to be a pretty game. It's not going to be a blowout either way, but I think A&M comes out on top.
I think it's going to be an exciting one. That's what we're all looking forward to, I think, in regards to that game at that point. Still an hour left of Arkansas Game Day. Klay Henry just texted me. He is interviewing Dusty Hannis right now. We know Dusty, again, playing in Israel, so he's had some, let's call them issues as of late. So I'm just happy to know that he is safe and sound. A couple other Razorbacks that are over there as well that I think have been checked at least in this as safe at this point. But we'll talk with Klay coming up in hour number 2. And again, your calls and text as well on the McLarty Daniel hotline, still here in Tuscaloosa all weekend. Thanks to our friends at Ag Up Equipment. Hour 2, Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners, next.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration wants to put a new roof on your home for free. Go to hitthatline.com and enter the free roof sweepstakes. Have you had recent wind or storm damage? Has your insurance company denied your roofing claim? Enter to win a free roof valued at up to $15,000 from Brothers Roofing and Restoration. Go to hitthatline.com and click on free roof. Deadline to enter is November 10th. Get a free roof on your home from Brothers Roofing and Restoration.
What are you Jimmy staring at? Back to work. Oh, work.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
What do you get when you pull into Tony's Tire Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get you back on the road safely. They'll also get your vehicle fixed with brake replacements plus an alignment with the best repair guy in the area. Tony's Tire Service has been serving the River Valley for over 34 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Jason Hill in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Now is a great time to get a great deal on New Holland Boomer and Workmaster compact tractors. They may be smaller, but they are mighty. Both are stout machines that will get the work done. Right now, you can get a great deal too. 0% for 72 months or 0.99% for 84 months with approved credit through CNH Industrial Capital. See them now at Alma Tractor in Alma.
Supply issues are no issue at Shamrock Roofing and Construction. As one of America's largest roofing companies, we stocked up early and we stocked up big. We can do your job right now. And because we paid less for our material, we can share those savings with you. Call today or visit us at shamrockroofer.com. Attention homeowners, storms are firing up quickly and widespread damage means thousands are reaching out for the right roofing company. Don't wait. Get on the schedule with Shamrock Roofing and Construction now for quality and peace of mind. One call does it all. Shamrock Roofing and Construction. Call 479-319-5100.
The Arklahoma Outdoor Expo is coming to Choctaw Casino and Resort in Pacola, Oklahoma, October 20th through 22nd. Parking and admission are free. Tour over 50 fully staged RVs. And take advantage of special RV Expo pricing on the top RV floor plans. You can also meet the new Napalo pontoon. And don't miss your chance to win an RV as part of the Ultimate RV Giveaway. Learn more at campingworld.com/outdoor expo. See dealer for details and disclaimers.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Finally, football season. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is your #1 place to watch Arkansas and Monday Night Football. At Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, during the Hog games, you'll get $2 domestics plus their famous Hogzilla pizza. During Monday Night Football, $5 refillable beer cups for only $2 refills. Prizes for each score and at the end of every single quarter. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, you'll get the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
KJ in trouble, rolling right, got some open field in front of him, looking downfield, loops it down near the 10. It is caught by Washington.
Arkansas Game Day is presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. The Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Shop online at shoponrazorback.com.
Give me them hogs with mustard, Chuck.
Arkansas Game Day is also presented by KC Insurance Partners. KC Insurance Partners. Local people helping local people.
I'll hold it down. We're the pigs through it.
Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment. Visit us at agup.com.
It is hour number 2 of Arkansas Game Day, live for Brick and Spoon in Tuscaloosa. We're behind enemy lines, thanks to our friends, as you heard, from Ag Up Equipment. Really appreciate Layden and his team helping us get here this weekend, and appreciate Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew Mann at the Stadium Shop, and Kevin and Ricky Cowan for sponsoring Arkansas Game Day all season long. Sam Pitman said something interesting this week when it comes to NIL, and this was kind of going off of what Mark Stoops had said earlier this week. For those that don't know, Mark Stoops was like, yes, fans can say what they want to say after getting blown out by Georgia, but Georgia bought good players, and fans can donate as well. Here was what Coach Pitman had to say when it comes to NIL and the idea of publicizing what each player makes at this point.
Well, there's a lot of things in court as far as what NIL is going to look like, you know. So without getting into really specifics, I think it's going to be a continuing change. I think there is something now coming out to maybe publicizing what each kid's deal is and some things of that nature to try to get what's real and what's not, because nobody knows for real, for sure, what somebody else is getting.
Yeah, and that's interesting. I don't know if I'm necessarily fully in favor of that aspect because I know government positions, Christian, are like FIOable or what's the proper way to do it. Go ahead.
I don't personally care what they're making. I just want them to, give effort, on the field. I'm more concerned really what they're doing on the field.
I think what people are advocating for, there is a lot of misnomers and false narratives out there about what certain guys are making. And the idea is so it's more level playing field, you get the salaries open. But me personally, I don't want people knowing my salary. I don't think a lot of you listening right now, regardless of what profession you're in, want others to know your salary. That's between you and your employer and your family. And even when I say a family, I mean immediate family. You're not going spouting off what you make to a bunch of family members or anything. Now, again, this is a new ordeal that we're dealing with within the world of college sports. But I am curious to see what what changes we see to this process moving forward.
Yeah, I can't see any real benefit of it other than the things you mentioned. Man, that just seems like a slippery slope once you get into that, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. And speaking of changes, you want to see a change later on today in terms of who has the higher score at the end. Now, this is a team that you have failed over and over and over again against. Nick Saban, undefeated against you, 16-0. You have never beaten a Nick Saban-coached Alabama team. The only SEC West team in that situation. Plenty of East teams and West teams have beaten him at this point in time. Now, it's been scattered over the course of the time since he arrived in Tuscaloosa in 2007, but that should hurt you, and that should tick you off. And Alabama's the creme de la creme. They're the cream of the crop. Calling them the Kentucky of college football is almost a disservice because they've won way more championships in terms of as of late, and they're a way better consistent brand than what Kentucky has been the last few years. This is a team that you have to play your best game of the season in order to win, Christian.
I've heard you mention this, Arkansas, there's going to be a game where they just put it all together. And it's not likely that it's going to be against Alabama. I understand that, but it's not impossible. They're just college athletes. They're not perfect. We've got athletes out there. You just got to go out there and execute. You've got to, the offensive line, dig deep today. Just do your best. Give KJ as much time as possible. KJ will make good things happen more times than not if he's got time back there. The running backs are good. Running backs have got to step up as well. They're not turning the ball over. They're not fumbling, but they're also not really giving much. So you've got to get a run game going, and that's really the key. Strong defensive play, run the football, get positive yards. You don't have to get 5 yards every carry. That's not going to happen. 3 yards a carry.
Shannon Van Buren texted in. He says, because of Nick Saban and Dan Enos' strained relationship, Alabama's going to win 53-0
That's a good point.
today. For those that don't know, Dan Enos was at one point on Nick Saban's staff. It was reported that Dan Enos left in the middle of the night. Nick Saban not happy about that. Again, this is reported. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. And Nick Saban, again, not happy about that. And so we'll see. First time that Nick Saban has faced off against – it's against Dan Enos since that may have allegedly happened. So we'll see how it goes today. I think that the Enos probably wants to score some points on Nick, and as Shane suggested, that Nick Saban wants to completely shut out Dan Enos.
Yeah, there's probably a little motivation on both sides, but we know Nick Saban doesn't typically need any extra motivation. His motivation is winning. That's literally what it is, and he'll never publicly say that, he wants to beat Dan Enos or anything like that, but, in the back of his mind, it's there. Practice was probably a little more intense this week than normal. I know people think that they're going to overlook Arkansas, and they might for maybe a quarter, but I think this game's going to be a battle. I really do. I think Arkansas can compete with Alabama, and Alabama really hasn't dominated people this year like they normally have, and the fact that we're keeping games close, it's a good recipe for a close game, and Arkansas getting something going on offense. Hey, it may go our way.
Text in from Bobby in Ashdown this morning. He was talking about the conversation yesterday, and for those that don't, I referenced the stat. In 2023, Arkansas had 15 players that were 2 stars or better that played in college ranks. Alabama had 83, 1583. Bobby from Ashdown again text in. The program, Ashdown's program, the Ashdown Cubs has put 3 Razorbacks on the hill. Buster Brown, Monteric Brown, Ladarius Bishop, and Shamar Easter all played at Ashdown High and are playing for the Razorbacks. Ashdown loves its kids in football. Be careful, Ty. Bobby, that is a fair text. And that is a statement when I say it does not apply to every community and every city and every high school program. But more often than not, and the statistics bear this out, Arkansas football is far behind every SEC state you compete against. It's inarguable. And I know that we have a population issue compared to most states. But if you equate that out to how many more 100,000s or millions, it's still not equitable to what Arkansas is putting in college from high school football ranks to what other schools are. Again, Bobby, listen to this. 83-15. Alabama put 83 2-star better players in the college ranks. Arkansas put 15. That's the difference right now in a lot of these games is you just don't have the in-state talent that a lot of these other schools do that you have to compete against each and every week.
That's a great point. I mean, I don't think there's any secret there, but I do think it's trending upward. I think, we do have great athletes in this state, but, keeping, when the numbers are smaller, it's harder to keep those because, there's more teams after them. There's less people to choose from. So, you want to get as many players from the state as you can, but 15 is not a lot.
Colby texted in on the McClarty-Daniel hotline. He says he's joking at you, we will at least play them tied in the first half. He says no way. I guess Colby is feeling this morning. Maybe it changes right before kickoff that Arkansas is not even going to hang with the Alabama Crimson Tide for a half. I think Alabama and Arkansas will be a close for at least for a half. Now, I don't know what happens after that point. Again, the line, depending on where you get it, if you go to Bet Saracen right now, it's about 19.5 this morning. And I think Arkansas is within striking distance of that. I'm not betting on the game personally because I think that line is very accurate, and I think it's going to be very difficult one way or another. I think that it can very well be a 3-touchdown game. I'm hoping Arkansas makes it close. I don't want to watch a blowout here the first time in Tuscaloosa. It wasn't 2 years ago. The guys battled. They just came up short. We'll see if this team can pull off a miracle today because make no mistake about it. I know Chuck and I disagreed with this yesterday. It would be a miracle if this team won today.
Oh,
it would.
Without a doubt.
You're 2-4. You haven't won here in 20 years. You haven't beat Alabama in 16 years. This is probably the worst team you've trotted into Tuscaloosa in quite some time. It would take a miracle to win this game today. It would. Now, we see these things happen in college sports, and I hope one happens starting at 11 o'clock in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I can see this being a close game, but I also agree with you in the fact that it would be a miracle if we won. Like, it's weird. I mean, it's not like we don't have a chance, but it would be a miracle if we won just based on how the season's going. And, man, I really – you don't ever want to see your team get blown out, but it would be hard to stomach another 3-point, 7-point loss. I mean, it really would at this point.
I think that's fair. That is definitely fair. We're live here at Brick and Spoon this morning in Tuscaloosa. Appreciate Eric, Mike, Jason, the guys having us here. This has been a fun 2 days here on the Morning Rush and Arkansas Game Day as well. So we're behind enemy lines thanks to our friends at Ag Up Equipment. Again, visit Layden and his team at all 16 locations, agup.com. That's AGUP.com. Klay Henry's going to join us this hour as well. We'll get his thoughts on the upcoming game today. Also, your calls and texts. Got a few more of them on the McClarty-Daniel hotline. We will get to those when we return next on Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners.
This This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners. Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
Hello, this is Kevin Cowan at KC Insurance, and I just wanted to tell you all about plans that we have for Arkansans. It's through the Affordable Care Act, formerly known as Obamacare. Most Arkansans can qualify for a plan for $10 a month premium or below. We are located at 912 Highway 6265 North in Harrison, Arkansas, in the Ace Hardware Shopping Center. Give Ricky Cowan a call at 870-517-1207. Thank you.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Do you like Southern cooking, such as catfish, shrimp, fried chicken, etouffee, gumbo, or jambalaya? Or do you prefer more traditional food like burgers, steak, wings, or tacos? Boondocks has it all, plus happy hour every day and food and drink specials during Razorback games. Dine inside in our enclosed patio or outside in our new backyard. While our name is Boondocks, we are located nearby on Highway 71 across from Riley Farms.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Here's to you and yours from your friends at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. Hey, warmer weather is with us, and that means fun in the outdoors. Whether you're in the boat, onshore enjoying a picnic, or attending a family celebration, In Good Spirits can provide you with the tastiest adult beverages in town. And don't forget to treat yourself as you listen to the game. In Good Spirits, Highway 71 South across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
The biggest selection of brand new Fords is at Harry Robinson's Salisal Ford, and there's more on the way. Come check out the inventory right now.
Yes, you know, Tommy, right now is the time to buy at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford. We've got the new inventory selection. I mean, we've got some electric vehicles out there. We've got whatever you're looking for. So right now, the special Ford just released on the Mach-E Mustangs. It's $599 down, and your monthly payment's $599. That's a 3-year lease, and you get up to 15,000 miles a year on that lease program.
If someone's never driven an electric vehicle, they really should come take a test drive. The feel, the power, how quick they get off, it's unbelievable, the feel of driving one of these.
Yes, you know, hey, the feel is awesome. You're saving on gas from guys, you're talking about $5.99 a month, and you don't have a gas bill every month. So come down here and see us. We've got the deals. These Mach-E's is where it's at, $5.99 down and $5.99 a month with the approved credit.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisal.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Jason Hill in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
The Oklahoma Outdoor Expo is coming to the Choctaw Casino and Resort in Picola, Oklahoma, October 20th through 22nd. Parking and admission are free. Tour over 50 fully staged RVs and take advantage of special RV Expo pricing on the top RV floor plans. You can also meet the new Napalo pontoon. And don't miss your chance to win an RV. Did you hear me? I said win a free RV as part of the Ultimate RV giveaway. Learn more at campingworld.com/outdoor expo. See dealer for details and disclaimers.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration wants to put a new roof on your home for free. Go to hitthatline.com and enter the free roof sweepstakes. Have you had recent wind or storm damage? Has your insurance company denied your roofing claim? Enter to win a free roof valued at up to $15,000 from Brothers Roofing and Restoration. Go to hitthatline.com and click on free roof. Deadline to enter is November 10th. Get a free roof on your home from Brothers Roofing and Restoration.
What are you Jimmy staring at? Back to work. Oh, work.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Fake a pitch left. KJ into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners.
I kind of like the hogs there, Chuck.
Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
Special teams is going to be a big factor today. We're going to talk about that coming up. Again, it's Arkansas Game Day live from Brick and Spoon here in Tuscaloosa. Big C, Ty Richardson, Klay Henry coming up in just a bit. He's going to join us. He's interviewing Dusty Hannis right now for, I think, an upcoming writing feature. I know that's going to be something fun and entertaining for a lot of people to read. Dusty's okay, for those that don't know. He's playing over there in the Israel area, and that's good that he is safe and sound because I know that's been a tumultuous last couple weeks for what's been going on there to this point in time. Now, again, special teams. Arkansas has actually got some categories you're pretty proud of this year. Now, Max Fletcher has had a couple of dinkers go off the side of his foot, but he's been really productive punting for the most part. Cam Little's missed only one field goal all season, perfect on PATs. Alabama's got a great kicker, Will Reichert, who has yet to miss this fall, which it's not typical Alabama kickers, but that's what it is. Arkansas could be in a situation where they're going to have to kick some long field goals today. Here's Coach Pitman earlier this week talking about the comfort he has knowing Cam Little's there.
I find myself a lot of times talking on the headset to Dan, and right when we get inside the 40, or depending on where Cam says he can make it from, depending on which end he's kicking to, I always remind Dan, I say, hey, we got three here. We got three here. Obviously, we won't on 7, or I'm talking about on 3rd and long or something where you might want to run a draw or something like that, because you have 3 points. So it's really, really comforting to know that he's on our team.
Now, just hoping they don't have to do that near the red zone, where Arkansas is percentage-wise great at scoring points, but not great at putting the ball in the end zone. That's been a struggle for this football team at times. And Christian, it is nice to have a weapon like Cam Little. We saw him made 2 50-yarders.
Yes.
In Texas A&M, and also banged one at Ole Miss that was quite long as well.
Yeah, he'll get some opportunities today. You want to take your points in the right situations. You don't want to get like down to the 10 and have to kick a field goal. But yeah, I mean, if you're around the 35, 35-yard line, he can drill it from there. And points are precious against Alabama. You don't want to settle for 3 every time, but you definitely want to get your points and take advantage of it. And he has shown that from just about anywhere on the field, within reason, he can make a field goal. And
he's a weapon. He's going to be kicking on Sundays, isn't he, Christian?
Yeah, he really is. And I'm going to admit I wasn't totally sold on Cam Little, but until like maybe it's definitely the Ole Miss game, but it was mainly because it just didn't seem like he'd kicked a lot of field goals, and it's just like, okay, I mean, we know what potential he has, but he's really hadn't had to kick a lot of field goals. Once he drilled that 56-yarder, I'm like, okay, I know what all the hype's about. You kick a 56-yarder in the NFL even, that's pretty good.
He is a dude, and I'm really happy for them. You can tell how much he improved in the offseason, and hopefully he'll be in a situation where he can kick a game winner, maybe not later on this afternoon, but at some point this season, because we saw the moxie and the guts he had 2 years ago in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in Death Valley. Maybe he'll be called upon once again. Again, our number for the McLarty Daniel hotline is 877-377-6963. Big C, I went with the Cajun chicken pasta this morning for Brick and Spoon.
Man, I'm gonna have to get that next time.
Yeah, it looks quite good.
The employees there are really friendly, I've noticed too. I mean, just everywhere you go in, sit down, it feels like you're at home.
Oh, I just, again, SEC towns, and I'm surprised I've not gotten one Roll Tide just yet being here. I got a couple tiger baits. I got a bunch of hottie toddies, especially after that last week. My goodness, I had a friend that almost punched a kid out for saying hottie toddy to him after the game. It was just, it was. I had to grab him. I was kind of the parent in that situation. But I think for a lot of fans, again, the SEC camaraderie, while there's a little back and forth and jawing at times, it is part of it. Bill from Northeast Arkansas texting Christian. He's saying Arkansas 23-20. Cam Little kicks a game-winning 65-yarder for the win. I think the state of Arkansas would go berserk if that actually happened.
You know, I can see it in my head right now. I really can. Like, I can see Cam Little nailing a 65-yarder for us to – I mean, maybe not 65, but I can just see a walk-off kick with Cam Little. I don't know. I don't know why. I can see it. I can see it in my head.
Jesse from Mountain Home texted in. He's betting on the Arkansas money line. Put $25 on the Bet Saracen app for the Hogs to win this weekend.
Wow. I mean, that's confidence right there.
Bradford from Van Buren texted in the Jim Carrey clip from Dumb and Dumber, so you're telling me there's a chance. I mean, I don't know what percentage you put on this game later on today for Arkansas, but it's not high. And it hasn't ever been high when you step foot in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, when Nick Saban's their coach. But I do feel a little differently than most of the fan base does, that there's no chance Arkansas is going to get beat by 50. Yeah. I think they'll be competitive today. And if they're not, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Well, Klay Henry just texted me. He is about to jump on with us. We'll take a short break so we have a longer time to catch up with Klay. Again, it's Arkansas Game Day live from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, thanks to our friends at Ag Up Equipment all year long. Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners. When we return, the Hall of Famer joins us on the other side right here in Tuscaloosa.
This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners. Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey & Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey & Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey & Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
We'll hire a housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood carpool.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm, because State Farm agent Heath Roberts is your one-stop shop in the River Valley for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Heath Roberts is ready to help. Call 479-452-4088 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Shop Metters Lumber True Value for great bargains of the month. Make sure you're getting the cleanest air this season with a new furnace filter by Best Air for only $7.99. Got ants? Take care of them easily with a 4-pack of Ant Bait by Raid for just $3.49. Protect your home and family with First Alert Smoke and Carbon Monoxide Alarm for $44.99. Stock up on batteries by Rayovac. A 30-pack of AA or AAA batteries just $12.99. And get your choice of a spring brace rake or poly-leaf rake for just $19.99 and save $10 or more. Don't miss out and get these bargains of the month while they last at Metters Lumber True Value.
Escape to the lake with G3 boats and Suncatcher pontoons. Huge Model N year closeout sale going on now at Auto Finders and Adventure Oklahoma in Roland. Save thousands on 2023 G3 models and Suncatcher pontoons with the largest rebates of the year now through September 30th. There's still time for some fun on the water with Auto Finders and Adventure Oklahoma. View their inventory online at autofindersok.com. Your search ends here. See dealer for rebate details.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
When it comes to your vehicle dent repairs, you want a local professional that you can trust. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair is your place. Michael, his family, and team have been in the community for over 30 years and are the best in the business. When all the other pop-up hail damage places have packed up and left town, Littleton's is still here taking care of your vehicle every day. Stay local. Stay with the best. Stay with the name you know and trust. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair. Highway 112 off I-540 in Pensacola.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day.
Fake a pitch left, KJ into the end zone, touchdown Arkansas.
Presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners.
I kind of like the hogs there, Jack.
Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
Coach Prime, the luster is off.
All right, welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. It is a treat here on Arkansas Game Day for the next 15 minutes or so to be joined by the Hall of Famer, Klay Henry. Klay, you just had a conversation with Dusty Hannis, man. I know his life has been turned upside down the last couple weeks, hasn't it?
He was playing for a team in Israel, professional team. He told me that, he's kind of like, okay, my NBA career probably not going to happen, so let's go make some money. And so this is a big-time, team, pro team in Israel. They've got a chance they're in the European Cup in the next 3 weeks. When the missiles started landing around them, they flew them to Greece. The 4 American players on the team, they got them out, evacuated them, and then they will just join their team at the European Cup in Spain in a couple of weeks. The 4 Americans are training in Greece at a resort. He spoke of his flight out of Israel. He says, I've never been on a plane that went straight up that fast because they were trying, to get above the missiles. A missile hit near the airport just before they took off, and they had to go into a bomb shelter. This is just bizarre stuff. And Dusty's, kind of went through it with me a little while ago. I grew up with his dad. We played Legion ball together. Gerald, who named his son Dusty after Dusty Baker, who was a teammate of his with the Dodgers. But it's we FaceTimed this morning for about 30 minutes. I thought I was going to be on with you earlier, and I apologize, but I got a message from Dusty about 6:40 saying he was ready, and it's 8 hours different, but we did the math yesterday, and we thought it was going to be at 8. Well, it turned out it was at 7. So, but it was good. I got my coffee, and now I'm with you.
Heck yeah, man. Well, again, we appreciate you joining us. I know Gerald's going to be excited to read that story, and I think like a lot of our Arkansas fans are just happy that Dusty is okay. Clay, if I remember correctly, there's 1 or 2 other guys playing over there, isn't it?
Well, and I don't think they're on the team with him. There's Justin Smith and Jalen Tate, and they're fine too. And I think they all have. If they're not in Greece, they're in Cyprus. They're somewhere. They've got the American players out of there. Their teams did. They're safe. And Dusty said that he's at the airport and he sees a tweet that a missile hit really close to his apartment. After he had left the town that he was at and got to the airport in Tel Aviv. just a bizarre situation. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, that's I know people will be excited to read that when it comes out, Clay. People are always excited to read your keys to the game, something you did for a number of years.
Yeah, I'm not
Hawks
too good at
Illustrated.
keys anymore, Ty. Not keeping
You
up
can't.
close enough.
Don't undersell yourself.
Well,
don't
I mean, it's not hard. You're what, an 18.5 or 19-point underdog. I mean, they're not supposed to win, and the thing that you might get lucky and catch. They say this is a trap game for Alabama. They got Tennessee next week. They just came off of winning at A&M. There's bad blood between Jimbo and Nick. I mean, I think it's kind of been on the back burner, but it doesn't change. They want to beat each other, and because Jimbo has won a game, and probably they should have won last year. Tuscaloosa, they had a chance at the end to win. So that was a big game for them last week, is my point. And do you catch them a little bit off? My barometer on Alabama is my brother Butch, who's lived in Tuscaloosa for I think 11 years. Worked at the University of Alabama, ran their marketing, their Learfield. Kind of like what they've got at Arkansas, same kind of deal. Lives in Kansas City now, but he's actually in Tuscaloosa now for the game. So we talked yesterday, and he kind of went through what he thinks is going to happen. I need to go meet him,
Clay, it sounds like.
Pardon me?
I need to go meet him, it sounds like, if he's here this weekend.
He is there. Yeah, he'll be in the stands. He's doesn't have season tickets anymore, but he's got a lot of friends, and somebody got him 2 good seats. Used to he'd come through the press box and kind of hang out. He ran their radio broadcast operation, so he's close to all of those people. He wears shirts, red shirts with an A on them, and he says it could be he worked 12 years at the University of Arizona, worked at Arkansas, was SID under. So he says that U of A works for all 3 of his, his main colleges that he worked at, and he's got a U of A degree and pulls for the Razor. I think he probably cheered for Alabama today if I know my brother. But he's I kind of got to him a little bit this week because he's a Braves fan.
And,
man! I've got some really good friends with the Phillies in their management. David Chad, who's the assistant to the president. Works for Theo Epstein and helps put together that team. The Braves, that's their nemesis. Knocked them out last year, knocked them out again this year. So I told him that the Razorbacks are going to do the same thing the Phillies did and ruin his week.
Oh man, Clay, if they won this weekend, you watch way more Arkansas sports, football, basketball, and baseball. But I don't know if I'd ever be prouder of an Arkansas team than I would be if they won this game today.
Yeah, I would liken it to what Arkansas did in '92, going to Knoxville and upsetting a top 10 team, Tennessee, which was that was interesting because that was the demise of Johnny Majors. Had worked for Coach Broyles. Very interesting game, and then Phil Fulmer was named head coach. So Coach Fulmer's a friend of mine, and we've talked about this many times in duck camp or fishing.
Yeah.
Coach Broyles was about to hire Phil Fulmer instead of Danny Ford was not in the loop at that particular time.
Oh, wow.
And then, he's off the table because, Tennessee hired him instead. But he said Coach Broyles had, that was, they've got an interim coach, so they've got an opening, so he can talk to him, and he did. He talked to him that week. So that's kind of a interesting side note. But this game would be one of the all-time upsets to win at Tuscaloosa. And I've seen it. I was surprised when they won in '95. Which that kind of catapulted them to the, their first SEC West title under Danny Ford. So that was a game where Barry Lunny and Anthony Lucas hooked up for a big pass on 4th down, and then Lunny hit J.J. Metters, and he went down real low and scooped it. There's no replay in those days, and I don't know whether
hey,
replay would have showed anything.
Yeah, I've talked to JJ about that. He still maintains
It's a
he caught
catch.
that football.
Yeah, but we all know that when replay goes to Birmingham, odd things can happen.
Especially when the game's being played in Tuscaloosa.
Nope,
That's,
no doubt, no doubt. So what's your feel on the game, Ty? I mean, Razorbacks, their 4-man front can stop Alabama's run game. That's got to happen first. You're talking about keys.
Yeah, Clay, you're absolutely right. I mean, rush defense-wise, Clay, you've had a pretty stout team. I mean, and I looked the other day, you're top, I think, 40 in sacks at 16, averaging 2.67 a game. Defensively, you're 51st in pass defense compared to being dead last. I mean, Travis Williams has done a good job with what he's had.
Now, be careful with your pass rush because Milroe can beat you with his arm, but he beat you with his feet last year. He ran right up the gut, went the distance, and that game turned. Arkansas had the momentum, and that game turned on that. And then they let the running back out 2 more times, 3 touchdowns in like a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
So you have to keep him in the pocket. You can't let him out, but you also have to get pressure. So you have to squeeze that pocket, keep him in there. That's what people have been doing to KJ. I mean, they have squeezed the pocket and not overextended the middle of their rush. It looks like what I've seen teams, their inside guys will just kind of hold those blockers in front of them where they can go either way, where he cannot squirt out of there on the weak side. Stop the run game, pressure the quarterback without letting him escape because he'll beat you with his feet. And it only takes about 2 big plays, a 3rd and 8 that he converts. He cannot let happen. But they got some defensive momentum, don't you think, from that game, Ty, last week?
I don't think there's any question. I mean, Clay, the week before, Ole Miss amassed over 700 total yards. You held them to less than 350. They ripped 50-something points on the board.
Yep.
Arkansas's
and they
offense
beat on that quarterback. They beat on him in that game.
I mean, Dart was banged up in the Arkansas game. I mean, really, I know that they only sacked him twice, but I mean, you could tell
they hit him because he ran the ball 2 or 3 times and they hit him.
Yeah, that's a good point. And
they made in the RPO game. They made him keep the ball. That was what was really obvious to me, that their reads all went to the running back, and they kept the running back bottled up. Great player. They got 2 great running backs. They said, you're going to have to beat – and then he wasn't able to do it, and they had to quit calling quarterback runs because he wasn't going to make it out of the game.
Yeah, he definitely was getting in the ice bath, Clay, after that. We're talking again. It's Arkansas Game Day live from Tuscaloosa at Brick and Spoon. Klay Henry with us now, the Hall of Famer, talking a little Arkansas football. Clay, you mentioned KJ. If you go back to 2015, it was not until the Auburn game that Brandon Allen and that offense really got clicking. Went to 4 overtimes. He had a critical 4th and goal where he found Drew Morgan on a slant. That was Game 7. They only scored 25 or more points one time in the first 6 games against UTEP, and then they went on to do it every single game after that. Now, this team is in a hole right now. They're 2-4. Is there any – I know you're honest about these things. Is there any reason that you think the offense in the next 6 regular season games can take off based on what you've seen in the first 6?
Well, the first thing that has to happen is they have to keep that offensive line together, and they've got to quit shuffling them around, and they've got to keep one unit out there, and they got to keep them healthy. And they haven't. Devin Manuel hasn't been healthy. I think Brady Latham missed just about all of camp. I guess that was a concussion. They didn't ever say, but when they don't say what the injury is, that's usually what it is. I went out there 3 straight Thursdays and watched all the practice, and Brady Latham did not practice any. Devin Manuel did not practice except maybe the first 5 snaps of that first one. Then he missed 4 weeks. So that was going to be the left side of your offensive line, and so they didn't practice at all. And Devin Manuel's still not back.
And he didn't play. He either didn't start or didn't play at all last. I don't think he played.
I don't think he played. I didn't see him out there, but it was Chambly. And they've got to shore that up. And that's the matchup to watch today. Alabama's got great defensive ends. I mean, they can really pressure the quarterback, and that's so they've got to shore up whether they put a tight end over there, running back to help chip, but they've got to keep KJ's left side clean. He can't be hit in the back. That wears on you after a while. I mean, just trust me. I've played quarterback. I said I have not played quarterback, but I guarantee if I played quarterback, the guy that I would take to dinner every night would be my left tackle. I'd whatever KJ's getting NLI money, I would give some of that every week to my left tackle.
Yeah, I mean, and that's Klay. I think that's one of the reasons that he's been inaccurate at times, and that's not his strong suit.
Sure, it is.
Concern because I mean, when you're so jittery back there in the pocket, and you've been hit, not just sacked, but hit so many times.
So this is what I see, Ty, when I watch, and I'm not at the games. I went to a couple early, but I haven't been to any of these road games. So I'm just watching on TV, and you don't get the full picture. It's a tight shot. I wished I could see the full 22 shot to see everything, because I like to see the safeties are playing really deep. They're taking away the deep pass, but everything that they're doing is zone reads quarterback to the wide receiver, and I don't think the quarterback and the wide receivers are on the same page. They haven't played long enough together, and you made a good point about how long it took to really get that zone offense, all those crossing routes and everything, and but it looks like, for instance, the interception at the very last. I think he thought the receiver was going to be in a different spot, and he threw to that spot, and he's 5 yards off. And everybody blames quarterback. Sometimes it's not the quarterback. It has to be the receivers and the quarterback in the line. All those guys have to be a perfect mesh, and it's off right now. And it's the penalties. He's not a guy that throws a lot of interceptions. You're throwing slants, they're going to get batted down. That happened. Was it the Texas? I guess it was the Ole Miss game and the Texas A&M game where he's off on a slant. Anyway, that's my look. And again, you're closer to it than I am now, Ty. I mean, you're there. I'm not.
No, Klay, you're exactly right. There was a couple times that slants got batted down in that game on the RPO, and there was a couple that KJ just missed, quite frankly, that you expect
he missed some. But see, back to my point, sometimes he didn't miss them. Say the receiver breaks off the line a little bit off, and it's a timing thing, and it's not something that just comes together in a hurry. I think you're 100% right. And what's happened a lot of times, the offensive line, Klay, gets blamed for like the missed blocks or whatever. Sometimes the quarterback doesn't account for a blitzing guy that he's supposed to, or the running back doesn't pick it up. But we just, in the case of an interception, we just blame the quarterback. Yeah, your point's well made. It's not always that way. If the quarterback's got to know, there are times, and Brandon Allen did this, there are times that there is a hot receiver because there's a guy coming off the edge that's unaccounted for. You got to get it to the hot receiver. Boom. And he hasn't done that. So you don't account for everybody every time. Sometimes they bring 7, you got 6. Well, you know that. The quarterback has to know that. So what's happened? You get the ball out in a hurry. He hasn't done that.
Yeah. Well, Klay, we'll leave it there this morning, man. I know you've had a busy morning.
I'm sorry to. Yeah, it's been fun. I enjoy talking with you. Enjoy talking with Dusty. That's the first time I ever interviewed somebody in Greece.
Well, then we'll end it there this morning. I know.
Okay. Thanks, Ty.
You got it, Klay. Klay Henry, the Hall of Famer, an ESPN Arkansas contributor, Hogs Plus. You've known him for a number of years as the former publisher of Hogs Illustrated. Always kind enough to join us, not just during the morning rush, on halftime, on Ruskin and Zach, but also here on Arkansas Game Day. We've got one more segment here live from the Brick and Spoon in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Also appreciate them having us. Appreciate the Stadium Shop on Razorback with Robert Elizabeth and Matt Mann and everything they do. Also Case here, insurance partners, Kevin and Ricky Cowan as well. We're live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama here on Arkansas Game Day.
This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners. Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Community, where you create a home, you shop, you play, you cheer. At Wave Rural Connect, we live in the same community as you. You might see our employees in the grocery store, at the park, maybe the ball game. Wave Rural Connect is here to enable this community that we love with fast fiber internet, TV, and phone right here in your town, along with friendly local customer service. Go to waveruralconnect.com or call us at 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out more. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The Oklahoma Outdoor Expo is coming to the Choctaw Casino and Resort in Picola, Oklahoma, October 20th through 22nd. Parking and admission are free. Tour over 50 fully staged RVs and take advantage of special RV Expo pricing on the top RV floor plans. You can also meet the new Napalo pontoon. And don't miss your chance to win an RV. Did you hear me? I said win a free RV as part of the Ultimate RV giveaway. Learn more at campingworld.com/outdoor expo. See dealer for details and disclaimers.
Call World of Wireless if you recently lost your internet service in the Paris-Subiaco area. World of Wireless, a local internet provider providing service since 2015 to rural Arkansas. We cover areas east of Fort Smith, south of Fort Smith, and rural areas with high-speed internet with plans starting at $49.95 a month. But you got to call us, World of Wireless, 478-6616. It's 478-6616. If you recently lost service from your internet provider in and around Subiaco and Paris, call us, 478-6616, or go to wowfastinternet.com.
Attention homeowners, storms are firing up quickly and widespread damage means thousands are reaching out for the right roofing company. Don't wait. Get on the schedule with Shamrock Roofing and Construction now for quality and peace of mind. One call does it all. Shamrock Roofing and Construction, call 479-319-5100. Need new roof? Shamrock Roofing and Construction can have you covered right now for as low as $139.99 with approved credit. For quality and peace of mind, one call does it all. Shamrock Roofing and Construction, call 479-319-5100.
Looking for a new piece of heavy equipment? Come on over to Sharp Equipment today and explore our latest offers and deals as a Wacker Newson dealer and a Cinnabogan authorized service provider. From excavators with the best-in-class breakout force to powerful skid steers, we'll be sure to find the right equipment for you. Stop in Central Hydraulics and see us at Sharp Equipment, located at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-242-1406.
October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and what better way to celebrate your pastor than to shop at the Solid Rock? During the month of October, the NIV Men's Devotional Bible is on sale for $39.97. And when you spend $50 or more, you will receive a $5 gift card for your next purchase. Solid Rock also offers custom laser engraving on select gifts and Bibles for a great personalized gift. The Solid Rock, located next to Sam's Club on South 74th and Fort Smith. The Solid Rock, serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin tires and top-of-the-line service. you can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day.
Make a pitch left, KJ into the end zone, touchdown Arkansas.
Presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and KC Insurance Partners.
I kind of like the Hogs there, Jack.
Behind Enemy Lines in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is presented by Ag Up Equipment.
All right, final segment here on Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Largest inventory of all Razorback merchandise. You can get those champion shirts I like. I got 5 of them. They're fantastic. Vineyard Vines, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, Wrangler, Columbia, and more. Shop online at shoponrazorback.com. Shoponrazorback.com. Also presented by KC Insurance Partners. Kevin and Ricky Cowan help you out with all your life and health insurance needs. KC Insurance Partners, local people helping local people. Health, insurance, whatever, go to kcinsurancepartners.com. That's kcinsurancepartners.com. As we're live in Tuscaloosa this morning. All right, intern Will, let's crack that mic, young man. What do you think about this game today? Me and Christian have done the majority of the talking. We just had the Hall of Famer with us. It's your bright, shining moment. What's going to happen later on today?
I think it's going to be a closer game than most people think. I think our defense can stop that offense. I'm really worried about our offense against their defense, but, we'll just see how it goes. I think it is going to be a fairly close game, though, maybe until the end.
Is it, Christian, isn't that a 180, what Will just said? Like, we're worried about Arkansas's offense, because I felt like the entire offseason, that it was the defense that people had questions about, but it's now the opposite of that.
Yeah, we heard some things maybe a little about the O-line, but, we kind of just said, they'll figure it out. But, they'll get it figured out, and it just hasn't happened yet. But you're right. I mean, nobody really thought the offense was going to be this anemic at this point. And, yes, that's got a lot to do with the O-line, but I don't think you can put the entire thing on the O-line, really, at the same time. I just don't think it's gelled very well.
We just got some Arkansas fans that walked in here this morning. Will, Bailey, Lane, Kent are all from Russellville. They drove in to watch this game, and then we've also got some other fans that just fist bump in to walk by as well. There's not a lot of Hog fans here, but the ones that are here, hopefully they will get their money's worth to this point in time. Again, Phil Elson, Gino Bell, Rick Schaefer coming up momentarily. It will be myself and Zach Arntz and DQ after the game for Hog Reaction. It'll be up on hitthatline.com and our podcast network as well if you don't get a chance to listen to it live. But it's also presented by Teague Law Firm and Signature Bank. Guys, this has been fun. Will, good job, buddy. Good job. That's a heck of a lot. Your first time on radio is a heck of a lot better than mine. It was horrific. You rose to the occasion. I fell at that point when I was a sophomore in college, so you're well ahead of your time in that. Appreciate everyone joining us this morning. Appreciate our friends at Ag Up Equipment. Again, check out Layden and his team. Anything you need, agup.com. That's agup.com. For Christian Johnston, for intern Will, I'm Todd Richardson. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. Phil coming up. Arkansas kicks off with Alabama at 11 o'clock.